Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're re-diving into a topic that so many of you have asked about. How to rescue a conversation that's flatlining and turn it into something fun, flirty, and memorable. You know the feeling, right? You match with someone, the initial, "Hey, how are you?" goes okay, but then, crickets, the chat becomes a boring Q&A session. What do you do for work? Where are you from? It feels more like a job interview than a potential romance. Well, that ends today. I'm going to give you the exact strategies to inject personality, humor, and intrigue into your chats, making her genuinely excited to talk to you. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a complete toolkit to transform any dull text exchange into a canned single quotes T-wait-2-C-U-in-person connection. Let's get into it. First things first, let's diagnose the problem. A conversation usually gets boring for one simple reason. It's too logical and not emotional enough. We're taught to be polite, ask questions, and gather information. But attraction isn't built on data. It's built on feelings, on laughter, on a spark. If your conversation is just a series of fact exchanges, you're operating in the friend zone, or even worse, the stranger I'm politely responding to zone. The goal is to move from logical questions to playful, emotional statements. Instead of asking, "What do you do for a living?" which puts her on the spot to describe her job, try making a playful assumption. Look at her profile. If she's near the beach, you could say, "Let me guess, you're a professional sandcastle architect." It's silly, it's unexpected, and it invites a fun response rather than a factual one. This simple shift is the foundation of everything we're about to cover. So, how do you make this shift? The first technique is what I call playful misinterpretation. This is gold. It means deliberately misunderstanding what she says in a funny, charming way. For example, if she says, "Just finished a long day at work, I'm so tired," the boring response is, "Oh, that's too bad. Hope you get some rest. Snooze." Instead, try playfully misinterpreting it. You could say, "Tired from a long day of saving the world from rogue squirrels again? The city owes you a debt of gratitude." You're creating a little inside joke, a shared narrative. It shows you're not just another guy giving a generic response. You're creative, you have a sense of humor, and most importantly, you're fun to talk to. This works for almost anything. She says she's grabbing a coffee. You say, "Planning your world domination over a latte, I see. I'm intrigued by your methods." It's about breaking the pattern and making her smile. The next powerful tool is using role play. This is where you create a mini fantasy scenario with her. It's incredibly effective because it immediately takes the conversation out of the ordinary and into a world of what if. Let's say she mentions she loves to travel. The boring guy asks, "Where have you been?" The flirty, engaging guy starts a role play. You could say, "All right, pack your bags. We're ditching our responsibilities and running away. I'll handle the getaway car. You're in charge of the snacks. What's the first thing you're grabbing?" See the difference? You've gone from an interviewer to a partner in crime. It's exciting. You're creating a shared experience, even if it's just imaginary. It makes her feel like she's on an adventure with you. You can do this with anything. She likes to cook. Okay, we're on a cooking show. We have 30 minutes to make a masterpiece using only pickles, chocolate, and a potato. Go. It's memorable, and it builds a connection far faster than any standard conversation. Now, let's talk about compliments. Most guys get this wrong. They either give generic compliments like "you're beautiful," which she's heard 1,000 times, or they don't give any at all. The secret is to give specific, unique compliments that show you've actually paid attention. Instead of her looks, compliment her vibe, her style, or her wit. Look at her profile. Maybe she has a picture with a funny caption. You can say, "Forget your pictures. Your sense of humor in that one caption is the most attractive thing on your profile." Or, if she has a photo of her doing a cool hobby, anyone who can rock climb like that clearly isn't afraid of a challenge. I respect that. These compliments land so much better because they are personal. They show you see her as more than just a pretty face. You're acknowledging her personality, her passions, her mind. That is how you make someone feel truly seen and appreciated. Another key to flirting is to be a little challenging, in a playful way. This is not about being a jerk. It's about creating a fun dynamic where you're not just constantly agreeing with her or putting her on a pedestal. This is often called push-pull. You give a compliment, a push, then you follow it up with a playful pull or a challenge. For example, I was going to say you have great taste in music, but then I saw that one boy band on your playlist. We need to have a serious talk about this. Or, you seem cool, smart, and funny. I'm a little suspicious. What's the catch? This creates a fun tension. It makes you unpredictable and intriguing. She'll want to defend herself to prove you wrong, and suddenly, she's invested in the conversation. It's a game, and you're inviting her to play. Just remember the golden rule. Always keep it light and fun. The goal is to make her laugh, not to actually criticize her. Let's put it all together. Imagine the conversation is dying. She just gave you a one-word answer. Lowell, don't panic. This is your moment to shine. Instead of asking another boring question, use one of these techniques. You could playfully misinterpret. Is that a laughing out loud or a lizards on ladders, lol? The context is very important here. Or start a role play, okay? That lol was so powerful, it just won us the National Conversation Olympics. We get one wish. What's it gonna be? Or use a playful challenge. Just lol. I write a brilliant, witty message, and all I get is lol. I'm starting to think you're not taking our future marriage seriously. Any of these will instantly revive the chat and show her you not like the other guys in her inbox who would have just given up or asked, "So what are you up to?" Finally, and this is the most important part, you need to know when to move the conversation off the app. The point of texting is not to have a pen pal. It's to build enough comfort and attraction to meet in person. Once you've had a fun, flirty exchange, shared a few laughs, and established a connection, it's time to make a move. Don't let the conversation drag on for weeks. After a good back and forth, you can say something like, "You're way too fun to just be texting. We should continue this conversation over drinks, coffee, a competitive game of mini-golf sometime soon." Be direct and confident. Because you've spent time building a real emotional connection instead of just asking boring questions, she's way more likely to say yes. You've already shown her you're a guy who can lead a fun interaction, and she'll be excited to see what you're like in person. So, to recap, stop the job interview questions. Shift from logical to emotional. Use playful misinterpretation to be funny and unexpected. Create fun role-play scenarios to build a shared world. Give specific, unique compliments that show you're paying attention. Use a bit of playful push-pull to create a spark. And finally, know when to take the lead and ask her out. If you can master these techniques, you'll never have a boring conversation again. You'll be the guy whose messages she looks forward to, the guy she can't wait to meet. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope these tips were helpful. Give them a try and let me know how they work for you in the comments below. What's the best flirty line you've ever used or received? I'd love to hear it. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more advice on dating and relationships. See you in the next one.